Good morning and welcome to this next episode of the Resilient Growth Playbook. The focus of why we do this is we know that growth has changed from growth at all costs, it's all about the number of users, to actually building a better sustainable businesses that can go through the bumps and lumps that we have in the world at the moment. Last week we had a brilliant conversation with Anthony, who is the founder of Harbour Data and Synthetica, and talks at length about changing from lead generation to demand generation and how that has changed the trajectory for growth for Harbour. And I'm super excited today to introduce Peter, who is the co-founder of Mercuryo. I will hand over to Peter to introduce himself and give us a little background of how you got to be running your business today and how your life so far.
Thanks a lot, Lucy. Thanks for having me here. I'm Petr Kozyakov, CEO and co-founder of Mercuryo. Have been in online payments for more than 15 years already. And at some point of time fell in love with crypto and started to build what came out as a market leader in embedding fiat world into crypto. So making the transition from fiat to crypto and from crypto to fiat really smooth, easy, and the same as we are all used to do in our Web2 world.
Fantastic. And Mercuryo has grown rapidly in a very competitive and highly regulated industry. And so taking you back to sort of the beginning, what led you into FinTech? Why did you go from working in a job where you got a salary and then thinking, actually, no, I want to co-found my own company. I can do this differently.
I got into FinTech really accidentally. So I was one of first 5 people in a small IPSP company, which then grew to one of the market leaders. And that was really interesting. So at that point of time, FinTech was really something new. So it was not so prominent as now. And it was completely new to the market. Actually, pretty the same as crypto was like 5 or 6 years ago. And it was super interesting to learn how we make this go-to-market, how we solve the problem, how we explain to partners that we can solve their problem. And they were looking at us and saying, "Oh, that sounds interesting, but yeah, we do it in a different way." So it was a huge and interesting experience, and I learned to wear many hats, building the company and just starting to first find these unique selling points to sell to the customers, then to understand what we should build internally as a product, then grow the company. So then I moved to a bigger IPSP PayU. At that time I was in charge of CIS market, and we also grew from like a small startup, although in a big company. But again, starting from almost zero in volume and growing to more than 25 million euro per month. So that was a really interesting journey. And after that, I had already some experience in building FinTech. I decided to build my own FinTech. It was a cross-border payment company. And that was a successful business, really interesting one. But at some point in 2017, 2018, I fell in love with crypto. And we decided to build Mercuryo. So that's why we started this interesting way in payments, and then moved to crypto.
Amazing. And as I'm moving on to sort of the Mercuryo journey, what were the key inflection points? You know, you've gone from a couple of co-founders and some engineers to building it into a global platform and hundreds of apps built from it. What were the sort of key inflection points in your growth journey?
First of all, we started, as you mentioned, as a small team. Majority of the team tech guys, and still more than half of the company is a tech team focused on product and tech stuff. So we started, and we just wanted to have a product in the market because we saw a lot of pain in operating crypto. I had my personal experience when I was really suffering. When I first tried crypto, I need to make a payment from Southeast Asia to the US, and I spent a few days trying to find different options. So, and finally, someone suggested me to use crypto, and I was a bit surprised. Crypto. No one uses crypto. Why should I do that? The answer was pretty straightforward. You don't have other options. Why won't you try? So, and I spent a few days learning how to get into crypto, how to have my wallet, how to on-ramp fiat money into crypto. And it took me like 2 or 3 days non-stop learning, watching videos, reading different text blogs. So finally I got crypto, and then the moment I transferred crypto, like 20 seconds later, have feedback from counterparty. Yeah, got it all solved. Thank you. So that was the magic moment. So, from the day one in Mercuryo, we wanted to solve this issue with this a lot of friction, with a lot of steps to get into crypto. We focused on really smooth experience, really quick one to get on board. The other key point was that from the day one we decided that we are a regulated company. We want to build it in a regulated way. That was not mainstream at that point of time. In 2018, though, like, a lot of people were saying, "You're crazy. You don't need the license. Actually, crypto will merge all this world with your regulation. So, and crypto will be absolutely free." We had a different point of view, which proved to be right. But at that point, so that was one of the key decisions. And then later with growth, we were focused on building this still smooth user experience, but also getting feedback from our end users. So, for example, we are working a lot on our NPS score, and over the last time it grew from 68% to 81%. We're constantly working on that. We work a lot on partnerships, launching big partners in terms of, for example, crypto wallets or crypto exchanges, and also building the rails to support this and making right partnerships with different payment companies and large payment institutions.
Fantastic. And partnerships have always been the bedrock for a resilient growth world. How did you, when you first started looking at partnerships, how did you decide? Was it through a product point or from an audience point of view, in terms of who should you partner with, why choose them, what are they going to do for you?
It's a very good question. So in the beginning, we were like trying to find the best partnership just intuitively. So just think, oh, that might be a nice partnership. So now we're moving more to like data-driven approach when we ask partners what do they wish. So we are looking if this partnership will fit in our product pipeline. So, and now we move to really more demanded products by our partners. So, and one of the great examples is our partnership with Revolut. We saw strong demand that people on ramp with alternative ways. So with cards, it's straightforward, but if you can have easier, quicker on ramp solution, so and with Revolut Pay, it's a great partnership where people can easily, really quick buy crypto using their Revolut account.
Oh, have I lost you?
Ah, I hear.
Oh, sorry. Oh no,
No
sorry.
worries,
I
no.
thought
No,
I
no.
lost you. You froze for a moment, and I thought I might have lost you.
Oh,
Sorry. The and that's so interesting. I saw that you last month partnered with Swansea Football Club as well. How did you shift from more of the FinTech product-led support your journey more to the awareness driving partnerships? And what do you hope? So what were the decision-making factors there?
Partnership with Swansea, it's actually was some time ago, and that was one of our, let's say, experiments when we were looking on where to focus our energy, and we were experimenting with different partnerships. So, and ultimately, we learned that the main thing for us is to build our brand recognition with our partners, with guys like Trust Wallet, MetaMask, and others. So, and that's when we started focusing more on building some events together, some knowledge, and we even had our own conference where we talk about crypto, invite our partners, and try to find the best product ways to build a better product for the end users. So and now we switch this focus on spending more energy on finding the right rails for our partners, and focusing more on that now.
Yeah, fantastic. The and how from you mentioned before about that you chose to be regulated early on, and that was really important to you to build trust. How have you? Obviously, it's more work in the beginning, but how have you turned that into an advantage, and what have you seen from those that did do that and then competitors that didn't?
At some point, that was maybe even painful decision. So that because when we just started, we like that we are building it in a compliant way. There were a lot of competitors who were, no, we don't care about that. So, and at that point, it was a bit painful when, you, for example, your partner comes to you and say, guys, those guys are providing me like with higher limit, with doing nothing in terms of IML. So well, it does not work. I say, well, actually, it works with them. So that was a period when we were really suffering that, but we knew that in the long run, long term, to build a really healthy business, we need to focus on this compliance pillar. So, and we were ready to suffer it. And it proved to be right, because now those competitors who didn't think about building it in a compliant way, they are not on the market.
Yeah.
So, but in the beginning, in 2018, 2019, even in 2020, it was not so straightforward. So, and it proved to be right, because ultimately the crypto, to get this mass adoption, it should be really merged with fiat world. And when it merges with fiat world, there should be regulation. So now all the big players, they are like really focusing on compliance and being compliant, and this is the way how it will proceed in future.
Brilliant. I think that's, yeah, it's a hard decision to make, isn't it? And a hard gamble to take, but it's definitely, you know that. And from a leadership point of view, because it is hard to make those decisions, the pressure is grow, 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 let's do everything as quickly as possible. And
It,
a lot of our audience are, FinTech founders and FinTech leaders, and they're navigating the sort of tough funding and compliance climate. What's your perspective, or do you have any sort of tips on learnings on building this resilient growth that you have done within the FinTech world today?
I think that's the important thing is that we if you think in a long term and you understand where you want to be in 3-5 years, so and you need to have this vision. For sure, you always should balance it with current existing goals. So you need to stay alive before you move there. But key pillars here is to find this pain from the customer and to build the product in the way that this will solve this issue. So those are key things that help you to do it. And then you move to that. You need to have it not in the way that growth at all costs. We don't care about economics. It should be healthy growth. Should have customers with whom you earn, not just lose money, because ultimately there will be a point where even if you can raise a lot of money, there will be a point where bakers, they ask, guys, where do we earn? What are our economics? And they should be healthy. So building product that fit in the market and also is able to earn, because some of the people say like, we'll build a great product, it will cost zero, we'll decide how to work with this later. It's the approach that leads to difficulties in the future. So if you have a plan that, for example, today we make discount, but then it turns in a healthy partnership, so that totally makes sense. But if you're just focusing on selling at any cost, it doesn't work. It doesn't work, and it will be really painful at the moment when you need to make this tough decision.
Yeah, absolutely. And you definitely speak in the same way when we talk. We spend a lot of our efforts really understanding audience insights and understanding how to identify what those pains are, so we can build and work and talk about those pains to solve them. And what frameworks or practices do you have so that you can make sure that you're staying on top of what customers are needing, what their problems are, how to build with them in mind?
It's a very good question, because I think that basically, if you're building a product that solves the problem for the customer, you need to chat a lot with customers. So for sure, you have some idea, and as we had in Mercuryo, the idea in the beginning that it should be really smooth, easy to operate product, but then it comes with a lot more small details. So, and there is no one big thing that you just deliver and this is it. So you need to work on small successes, small things, small features that actually needed for your partners or end users. So, and that helps us to get this traction and to have more than 11 million end users and more than 200 partners. So when you deal with them and you ask, guys, what are you thinking about? What are your next steps this year? So what are you working on and how we can help? So then you aggregate it and you start to build this small pipeline of products, features that you need to deliver and to be better in a lot of small things.
Yeah, absolutely. And have you got any examples of where you've really anticipated any of those customer needs that's led to sort of a breakthrough of either how you deliver or what you deliver?
I think one really great example is our on-ramp experience with wallet inside Telegram. So we were working with the team, and the team they were focused. They wanted to build the best user experience for on-ramping, and we built really one-click purchase with Apple Pay, which is really embedded inside partners' user interface, and this allows you to buy crypto like with the same user experience as you buy new sneakers on Nike site. And it came from the demand that our partner wanted. They wanted to make it really easy because they are mobile first, I think even mobile only, and they were focused on doing it really convenient, smooth. We were happy to support that.
Amazing. And as you have been like rapidly scaling and you're gone from sort of the small team to global team with hundreds of partners and an awful lot going on, what have you learned about sort of building that right culture to make sure that the quality of experience, how have you got your NPS scores to keep rising as you've scaled in this way?
It is really important that you evolve through the company growing. So first, you focus more on finding the right solution, onboarding first partners, and just starting. Then it is important to start to deal with partners and also to grow the team inside, because the more partners you have, the more you demands, requests for some additional things you have, and then you start to grow the team, and then to align the team, to set up some goals, some process, to align different departments, what they are working on, what are the key priority, because different departments see them in different way. And if you set up the goal that we want, this is our key metric, this is our key metric. So, and then to align how they think about this, when they want to deliver, what they want to deliver. This is really important. So, and working on breaking the silos inside the company with more than 300 people, we know this a lot. So at some point of time, we will I know what I'm doing. I will deliver this thing really good. Don't bother me with different questions. So, and it is a good approach, but ultimately it leads to having a kind of silo. So because others, they don't know during the process what is happening there. So, and to break those silos, to have transparency inside the company on what we are building, what we are doing, it is really important. And that's why we do a lot of we call them Friday meetups when we get the whole company Zoom conference, and the different departments tell what they are actually working on, what they are doing, walking others through what are the challenges, where did they fail, what was the success. So, and that helps to have visibility inside the company from different departments, understanding what the others are working on and how you can implement that knowledge into your product or process that you are building.
Yeah, fantastic. It is, and it's just hard. It's working harder at that communication sharing when everybody's busy and remote is so important, isn't it? I think also one of the learnings we've had, and I'm sure this is the same for you, is how different departments can communicate and explain the value that they're adding. Marketers tend to speak very much in like how many website visits or how many people viewed this video, and that doesn't mean anything to anyone that isn't part of that world. So it's also just being very good at and just explaining, we did this and this impacted the business positively and meant X,
Yeah,
is so important.
you're absolutely right. Because, and let's say some of the teams, they can pitch themselves really good, say that we've done this, and it helped. And some of the teams, they are doing great, important job, and they're not just good at pitching. So, and that's why they say like, these are our metrics. It grew, it grew, it grew. And for us, what does it mean? You're absolutely right.
It's a hard one. It's a hard one to do, but I think just that regular conversation helps so much. The so just looking back then, what do you think the hardest decision is that you've had to make as you've sort of scaled this company? As you're, the what do you think has been the hardest decision, and what did it teach you?
Um, I think I would still refer to that point where we decided to be compliant, so that we
Yeah.
are from the day one we are regulated entity and we want to pursue in that way. So those are first year or two when we really were pursuing first partnerships, first growth, and well, it was obvious so that some other players on the market they are playing in a bit different game. So the decision to stick to your plan, stick to this idea, that was a really tough decision, and I think that learned us that ultimately you need to understand the key things that drives the company. So, and we decided we want to be compliant, and in a long run it will be better. So sometimes you need to be flexible, sometimes you need to think about your plans, you need to learn from your mistakes, but some of the key things you need to focus on them, prioritize them, and let's say at some point start challenging this decision a bit less. Just focus on other things like other metrics, building a product really easier to use, to navigate, and etc.
Yeah, definitely. And what's next for Mercuryo? Where are you placing your big bets for this next part of the future?
Um, we we are on track to deliver our ambitious idea that we want to uh, build this smooth experience between fiat and crypto, so that you can easily navigate uh, crypto and fiat in one app, in one place, without any difficulties of moving from fiat to crypto. So ultimately, people will use crypto in the same way as they use fiat today. They will just choose what is more convenient today to use. So, and this our global idea that in crypto companies, fiat will be embedded inside them with on ramps, with or spend product, which is the card linked to the crypto balance or off-ramp. So inside the crypto app, you will have your full-fledged say banking account or challenger bank account, and you will just decide which rails you want to use today, crypto or fiat.
Incredible. And where can people find out more about Mercuryo and follow your journey?
So we are sharing all of our success, sometimes failures online. So welcome to our website or to our social. And happy to answer the question. You can always reach us, and we are happy to chat with potential partners who are looking for solving the problems, and we are more than happy to support in some of the things where partners are demanding something and wish to find a partner who is open to work on that.
Fantastic. And I'll share those links on the post as well. Well, Peter, thank you so much. This was really enlightening, and I've got so much out of this conversation. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Thanks a lot for a great conversation.
Thank you. Bye-bye.